Hello Nordangus students and welcome back. And in this constructing element, we're going to look at insert, update and delete when using SQL. And to begin with, let's have a look at data types. And fields in a database, as with variables in a programming language, must have data types associated with them. Data types specify the type of data the field can hold, and MySQL or SQLite provide different data types. So for example, in MySQL, there are 5. There's int, which is a whole number, float, which is a decimal, varchar, which can hold a string of text, numbers, or symbols of a set amount or set length, date, which is in a date format, and time, which is in time format. SQLite, there are 3. There's integer, which is a whole number, real, which is decimal, and text, which is a string of any length. And as an example here, we've got 5 different fields, and we could then put different data types related to them. So for example, patient ID would be a primary key of a whole number, which is an integer. First name would be a text and probably of a 20-character maximum length. Last name would be again a text of a 30-character maximum length. Date of birth, in one it would be a date, the other is a text. And a height would be a decimal number. So it'd either be a float or a real number. So in this lesson, you're going to describe the function of different data types and then use SQL to insert, update, and delete data into a relational database. So when we insert data, an SQL insert statement allows you to add data into a pre-existing table. This statement allows you to specify the table which you intend to insert data into, which fields that you want to use, and which values you want to enter into. So, if let's say we give an example here, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go into our SQLite, and let's just remove what was there and then paste this in. So the first part is insert into. We're inserting it into, for example, TBL friends. Of course, this is a table that I haven't got. And we're going to be inserting them into these 2 fields, first name and surname. This obviously has. And then we're going to put the values, Rachel Green, Phoebe Buffet, and Chandler Bing. So of course we have brackets around each record that we're going to be entering and separate the records by commas. And the way we can then search that is through our select from and where will help us find that. So this will enter 3 records into this table, which has two fields. The next one is about updating data, which again is where you can amend or change existing records in a table. To update data in a table, you are required to specify the table you are intending to update, the new value that you want to set, and where that condition is met. So for example, on the right, we are updating the employees table. You want to set the password to this new password, and where the employee ID is 8. So we are updating the password for employee 8. And then deleting. This is where we can use a delete statement that allows you to remove existing records from a table. To delete data from a table, you're required to specify the following: the table where you want to delete from and where that condition is met. So for example, we want to delete from the student table where the date of birth field is less than this date. And it will delete all of those there. So let's have a look at this in practice in our own database. And we're going to use the two. We're going to insert, we're going to update, and we're going to delete. So let's do the insert one first. Of course, it will give us options as we go along. And we're going to say into. We're going to insert it into TBL members. And I want to use the first name field. I'm going to put the fields that I've got: the surname, the email, the password as well. So we're going to add some items into this here. Okay. Then we're going to put the values that I'm going to enter. And we're just going to enter one item. And in this case, we're going to make sure you put them in speech marks here. So we're going to put Nicole, comma, battle, comma, our email we're going to put as nbat@email.com. And then we're going to put a password here for that person, nr5@wd, like so. So we should be able to enter these values into here. So let's see if this works. Got a slight error here near the value. Looks like the password isn't quite working there. Yeah, let's try again. And where I made that mistake was I forgot to put values on there. So if I press play now, that should work. If I have a look, yes, it does. It inserts it, which is great. The next one, of course, we want to update a record. So I can use update, and we want to update it in the TBL members. So again, I can just click, and I want to set. Again, if I click, it then puts it the right spelling, so I can select as I go along and make sure. So I've set password equals in speech marks here. So we're going to add H and CV4 WP VD $. Let's say we're going to, this is going to be the new password, and we want to say where the member ID here equals, and because it's a number, we don't have to then put it in speech marks. We can just write 3. So I do like this, and if I press run, then it's now updated that. And I can use my search, etc. to find it. And again, I can delete one as well. So I can just go delete. And I can say from. And again, to make sure, I can just click on the from there to make sure. TBL downloads. And I can say where member ID. So this time we want to delete a member ID is 41. So we're going to delete the member ID 41 from downloads. So it'll delete all of those. And if we delete that, then it will delete all of those. Okay. And now it'll be time for your consolidation activity. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.